Hi everyone, it's Fiona. I hope you're all doing okay. So I've just come in quickly to show you what we're making in our Facebook mini challenge this week, because we're going to be making some Inchies, and you get a free printable. If you don't know what Inchies are, they are just little 1-inch squares, works of art. So they're like a little 1-inch square block, or, well, you could use anything actually. They just have to be 1-inch square. So you can use them in your journals as embellishments. You could put a little charm in the top and hang them. You could use them on a card. Or, in any sort of a mixed media project. But, yeah, 1-inch square. So with the printable, you'll get a sheet with these 1-inch squares. It'll be bigger than this. It's A4, but I've cut some out already. Now with this sheet too, I just wanted to show you something if you're having trouble seeing the edges of some of the squares, because I actually haven't put a border around them, because I didn't want a black border, because I just wanted it free for you to ink up and put whatever colour border you wanted. But the trick is that if you line up, like, you'll find that a couple of them on the row you can see the edge. So if you just get a ruler, line it up, this is before you cut it, and then get yourself a pencil. I don't have a pencil on hand, but just pretend this is a pencil. So just draw a line down, and then a line down the top, so that you know where your edges are. But most of them are pretty defined. So just draw down like that. So you'll get this sheet of paper, and this challenge goes until Sunday night. So Sunday night, West Australian Standard Time. So I draw the winner on Monday, and it's usually late morning, early afternoon. So even if you get in early Monday morning, you'll be fine. So there's this sheet, and then there is this sheet here with all these little vintage women. They're different sizes because I'll show you there's different ways that you can use them, even though they might be bigger than the 1-inch square. And then you'll get this little collage sheet as well to use. And there's some little words there. Sure if I can get that to focus, but... And I realised after printing it out that actually these words are tiny. They are actually pretty hard to read, or it could be just my eyes. My eyes aren't that good, but I made them really small, just, so that to make sure they would fit on the Inchies, but I probably could have made the letters a little bit bigger. So anyway, you can use any words that you've got. So we've got those 3 sheets, and for those of you that are new to my channel, you can find the free printables in my Facebook group, and I'll put a link to that below the video. And also on my website, I have a free printables library, and you can find them there as well. So I've cut out a couple of little inch squares just out of some chipboard. So this is just chipboard from, it's actually just from the back of a paper pad. The paper pads that you get, they usually have the card on the back, or the heavy card chipboard, so don't throw that away, because it's really handy for book covers as well. Now, where's my paper trimmer? I just thought while I'm here I might actually cut out a couple more. So I'll just get my paper trimmer. And I've already cut a 1-inch strip here. So I'm just going to cut a couple more off. Now this doesn't cut all the way through, so I finish it off with the scissors. So I'll just make one mark there and one mark there. So you could also do it with a craft knife. And I've cut a few of the squares out, so I'm using these two with, I like that one because it's got the little butterfly wing there. And I thought I'd use the black and white. This is from my black and white printable collage papers. I'll put a link to those below as well. I might use one with just some words. I keep it black and white because we're putting elements over the top. And I think I quite like that one. So I'll use, and I've just printed these on ordinary copy paper, printer paper. So I'll cut these. And I know I'm a little bit late, I apologise for that. But you've got, what is it today? You've got 3 days left. You can still take part in the challenge. I haven't been feeling the best this week, so I've been a little bit slow. I've been tired, so that's the reason I'm a little bit late with things this week. But anyway, so I'm just cutting those edges a bit straighter. That one's not very straight, but never mind. So I might do 4. You can swap these as well, like, you know how you swap your trading cards, artist trading cards or ATCs? You could swap these. We could have a little Inchie swap one day maybe in the group. Now, if you don't have any of this, the chipboard, get, I'd say 4 to 6 pieces of cardstock and glue them together, and that'll give you a nice sturdy piece. Or use a, a cardboard box, something like that. So the first step is just to glue these papers on. So we'll quickly do that. Hopefully my glue is not... Quite often when I come on, my glue bottle is blocked and I can't use it. No, it's not blocked, that's good. So I'm just gluing that down with glue, and I will deal with the edges later if it's overhanging or if it's a bit small. That's why we have distress ink, because it helps to hide those things. So that's that one. What was the other one? This one. My camera's on a little bit of a different angle, you might have noticed, because I've changed spots where I sit and do my crafting, and it's the only way that I can have my camera at the moment. But I'm pretty sure you can see okay. So just make sure it's glued down nicely. And like don't think I've cut that one down properly. This edge here. And maybe a little bit off this edge. And I might make some of mine into dangles, but I won't do it today because you'd have to wait for the glossy accents that we put on at the end to dry before you can go putting holes in it and hanging a charm. So I won't be able to do that in this video, but if I do that, I'll take some photos and put them up for you. Okay, so it was this one that I wanted with the writing. Just cut a tiny bit off the bottom here. Now you can ink up your paper before you glue it down if you want to. Doesn't really matter either way. And then we have our paper stuck down. So next step, I am going to ink this up to make it look more vintagey. And I'm using my little rusty hinge distress ink today. I don't know why that won't focus. It was working before I switched the camera on. Anyway, so let's do this. I've got just a little makeup sponge. Whoops, it's got a bit of fluff on there. Little makeup sponge. And I'm just going to go around the edges. And I might even do a little bit in the middle. Like that. And you can see what a difference that's made. So to this one. And I'm really liking the rusty hinge at the moment. And obviously this is all preference. If you don't want yours to be vintagey, you can ink it up with, you don't have to ink it up. Or you could ink it up with a pink ink or a green ink or blue, just depending on what you're doing. So just adding some colour here. So there we go. That's all done. Now the next step is to cut out some of your little pieces that you want to put on here. So I'm definitely going to cut out some butterflies. Got some small scissors here. And I might speed this part up because I'm sure you don't want to see me cutting out. Actually, yeah, I'll go and cut out a few things. I will pause the video and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back and I haven't cut them out properly. I've just sort of cut around them because I haven't decided exactly what I want to do yet. So now with the ladies, I've made some of them small enough. For instance, this one, if you put that over, her head is going to fit on there nicely. And then there are some larger ones like this. Because what you can do is you can do something like just cut out the side of her face and have it just sort of peeking over the edge here. And then you could put a little butterfly or something I just sort of made them all different sizes and things so that, you know, you could be creative with it. So I really like this lady here, so I might actually just cut her out. And there are also lots of little butterflies that are really tiny that you could add to these ladies, or you could put on half a butterfly for giving her just a little wing, a little fairy wing. You know, I'm just thinking of ideas. But I'll show you a few here. And I think I'm going to have to cut the bottom of her off. She might go, let's see, she might go like that on that one. So I'll glue her down and then I'll cut off the excess, I think. A bit of ink just defines her edges, sort of defines her from the background a little bit. Or should I cut her first? Just cut that off. So we're making basically little mini collages. So I'm just going to leave her there because I want to decide. I'm talking faster than my brain can think. I want to decide, you know, where I'm going to put everything before I glue it down. So I really like this one as well. I really like her. Then there's this one. She might be good with a wing, maybe. I wonder if a blue wing would fit next to her. I think it might. So let's cut her out. Just like the top part of her. And of course, there's so many ways to make inchies. You can use your mixed media art supplies. Magazine cuttings. And I know it is a little bit fiddly because they're so small, but it is a challenge after all. She can go there. I could possibly just put this tiny butterfly to her. Let's do this. Let's cut this butterfly in half. Cut this wing off. It's the wrong one, this side. Because I could just put this on one as well, on its own, if I wanted to. That would sort of look nice, coming in like that on one of them. So I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I can put this behind her. So that's what we'll do with her. Sorry, you can't see that one. And now this one, I could just leave her as she is for now, because she might be a little charm. I might put a hole up there. Now I wanted one with a bird, so I'm thinking I could bring in a little bird head just from the side. Oh, you can't see. I could bring in, cut this and bring in that little bird head. Or I could use a little bird. These two gorgeous little birds. And where's this bird? Quite like that bird. So I'm going to cut this one out, just roughly. You do need little scissors for this job. I think these are just little sewing scissors. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to bring in this little bird like this. I think that looks really sweet. And let's do a flower one. I haven't done a flower one. So I've got this purple flower, which I really love. This little purple flower here. I think it's looks a bit like a hydrangea. So with my flowers, I'm just going to cut, leaving a little bit of a white edge, because it's way too, the detail is way too fine to try and cut every detail. So just like this, like as if it was a sticker. Do this, and then I'm going to add my ink. On. So I might just put this one on. I've seen some nice cards made with Inchies, you know, just say 9 inches with rows of 3 covering a card, or you could do it to a journal card as well, and they look really nice. That's the purple flower. And they look even nicer once you've got the glossy accents on there. So I think the flower needs a little butterfly. I've got this teeny tiny purple one here. Or should I use blue? I think I'll put the purple one. I think little stickers would be good for this too. Whoops. My paper's a little bit flimsy. Probably could have printed it on thicker paper, but never mind. We will get there. Ink on the butterfly. And glue. Down it goes. Now, when you've got a background, say a busy-ish background like this, you can also draw around with a black, something like a black watercolour pencil, or even a fine tip black marker, just to bring your elements forward, which I might do in a minute. So we've got that one, we've got, let's glue this one now. Now she's going to have a little pearl, I think. She's going to have a little, sorry, not a pearl, a little gold rhinestone. Let's put a dab of glue on the back. They are sticky backed, but I don't usually trust although the glossy accents will hold it in place. She's got a cute little rhinestone there. That one. Now let's glue down this lady. I think I'll put the butterfly first because it's going to go behind her. I think I've already inked her up. She's a little bit too tall. I'm just going to remove part of her hat, or it's a flower, is it? There we go, it's better. There we go. She's got the little fairy wings. Isn't that sweet? I think they're sweet. And this one, I'm going to put this little birdie, just like that. And of course I could add flowers, I could add more bling. You could even embed little pieces of lace in your glossy accents, pieces of metal. You can embed just about anything. So we've got the butterfly wing coming in this way. I'm going to put the little birdie looking this way. And then cut the rest off. Okay, so let's move the rest of my scraps out the way and put these aside for when I make some more, because I think I'll make more of these little inchies. Now we've got the words to come next. So I've got all my little elements on. I'm just thinking whether to go around. Let's see, I've got a fine marker pen here. If I can find. Oh, I don't think any of them are fine markers. I know I have got some, I'm just not sure where I've put them. I think these are brush markers. I'm not sure if this will work. It might be too thick. Oh, no, it might not. See. I could go around very, very carefully with my brush marker, but really I need a fine marker. See how that bird's standing out a little bit more now? Just through adding some black around it. This is probably not the best thing to use. No, it's not. Here we go. So that's the little birdie. Let's see, I think what I should use is my watercolour pencil. I also have some water-soluble graphite pencils. They're good for that sort of thing too. Sorry, I'm just looking in my pencil case. So it's a graphite pencil. Prismacolor. Well, yeah, if your glue's dry, you could use a coloured pencil. I wouldn't suggest doing it if your glue's not dry though, because you might rip the paper. But yeah, a fine tip marker is the best thing to do this. I'm just defining the edges, that's all. And this is with a pencil. Which is not working really the way that I want it to. That's better. This is a Derwent drawing pencil, and it's ivory black. Just need to put this down. So a good quality pencil works a bit better. See what I mean? I just about ripped it then because it's not quite dry, but you can see my elements stand out better there. And her, let's do a little bit around her edges. But yes, next time I would use a black fine tip marker. Works a lot better. I just couldn't find mine close by for whatever reason. Okay, so let's put the pencils away, and now I'm going to stick a couple of words on. Them away. So we've got Find Your Joy. I think I might put that on the little flower one. I think I'm going to do another complete word sheet printable as well in black with white writing, because it always looks nice. With, you know, bigger words obviously for your projects. There we go. You could ink around it, but for me it's just too tiny to even try. Plus the edges are black. Find Your Joy. I'll put that right there. That one. I wish this thing would focus. Sorry about that. There we go. What else have we got? Got believe. It's always a good word, believe. So tiny, I can't even pick them up. Probably should use tweezers. Cut that bit off. Yeah, when I was designing this page, well, I have it zoomed in. So, like, because I design in Photoshop, you can zoom right in. So, to me, it was bigger. And I didn't realise, I mean, I knew it was less than 1 inch. That's how I wanted it. But I didn't realise just how small they were until I'd actually printed them out. And there is believe on that one. And you don't have to have words on them. You can, or you don't have to. we could put the word wander on a little bird. Says wander. And do you think we should put a word on this one? No, I think she looks nice as she is actually. So I'm just going to leave her as she is. Okay, so now here comes the fun part where you can make them look a lot more finished and pretty. So my idea was to go around the edges with a paint pen, like a gold paint pen. If you don't have a paint pen, you could go around with a marker, say a black marker. I'll show you the black marker and the gold paint pen, so you can see the difference between the two. Now you want a permanent marker. Just using these markers here, they're paper click permanent markers. So I might go around her with the black. I think it's better to do this before you put on your glossy accents. I'm thinking we'll do it before and see how it goes. You may want to do it again afterwards. Let's see how that has defined the edge of that one. How it's, you can see the difference between the edges. So it just looks more finished. And then when we get our glossy accents on there, it's going to look even nicer. I quite like the black actually because of the black words that we're putting on. You can also use brown if you wanted to. So there we go, that's one done in black. I'll do 2 in black and 2 in gold. So let's do the little birdie in black as well. I think I've got more 1-inch squares in my Etsy shop in different themes. If not, I will be adding more. I'll be adding some Halloween ones soon actually. And some other Halloween stuff. So there's the birdie now, more finished with the black edging. Now I'll get my gold paint pen. Should have close by. Now I have a bronze, gold and a silver. And for those of you in Australia, I did get these in Kmart. So I actually really love the bronze. I like bronze. But let's do the gold. We'll do the gold on the purple flower at least. So you need to shape these. And if anything happens to this when after the glossy accents, we can just redo it over the top when it's dry. So I'll just get this going. And it's the only thing with paint pens, isn't it? You've got to get them going before you can. Before it'll come out. So there's the gold on the edge of that one. So take it a little bit to the front. I know you can get gold markers as well. I think I might have some somewhere. So you could use that. So there's the gold paint pen. Whoops, I went over the words there. Just added a bit of gold shimmer to that one. And on her, I might try bronze. I really do like the black though. Tell me which one you like best in the comments. It probably depends on what, you know, what picture you've got on your, what design you've got on your Inchie too, as to what colour looks best. This one doesn't want to work yet, because I haven't used them for a while. There we go. A bit of bronze on her. There we go. A little bit more. That's it. And there's the bronze. The bronze looks, or copper, looks really nice against the blue. Okay, so that's all done. So you need to let them dry. And I think mine will be just about dry by now anyway. The paint pens don't take long to dry, and I think the glue's probably dry. So let's do the glossy accents so I can show you. I'm not going to be able to show you what it looks like when it's dry, obviously, because it's going to take a while to dry, probably about an hour or so. But you will be able to see still how glossy and shiny they are. So with glossy accents, for anyone that hasn't seen it before, it's this stuff here. Now most shops that have craft supplies such as glues and adhesives usually have something like glossy accents as well. And I know there is another one you can use, which is from Mod Podge, and it's called Dimensional Magic. So you could use either. And what you do is you kind of pour it on and you just let it level out. Mine's running out actually. So I've just got to wait for that to drop to the end of the bottle, to the tip. And my tip is not a tip anymore, you see. It's been got a bit wrecked over time. Okay, so it's starting to come. So I'm just gonna, and mine has got a bit thick. So I'll have to spread it, I think, with my finger. And you'll see that it looks cloudy at the moment, but it won't be cloudy when it's dry. It'll be, just try and get a nice even coat. It dries hard and it dries clear. So what you'll have is a really nice kind of a glossy, glassy finish on the top of your Inchies. If you were going to put a charm in, yeah, you should be able to still punch your hole once this is dry. Yeah, I think I saw Wendy Mason in our Facebook group. She's already made hers and she did hers as charms. I think she's got glossy accents on them. So if you're listening, Wendy, did you punch your holes through the glossy accents, or did you not use glossy accents on those ones? So there, I've got an even coat there. It'll level itself out as it dries. And that will dry clear and with a nice hard glossy finish. I'll do one more. And then I'll finish this video because I think that's, I've shown you the way to do it now. But as I said, I'll put some photos up when these are all done in the Facebook group and on my Instagram. I'll put some photos. I think I'm running out of this. Don't know why that's not coming out. Should be. Here we go. And you could do the sides as well. I've just done the top. But it's a good way to seal in the sides as well. I think if you were making jewellery, because you can make jewellery out of paper this way, you would obviously want to do the sides and the back as well. If it was all paper, you'd want to seal it with this. Here we go. And there's the lady with the butterfly. And I think that these will look beautiful when they're done. So that is how to make the Inchies. And I'll be putting up some photos when these are all done and finished. And I hope to see you in the challenge. We have a challenge every single week in the Facebook group, and sometimes there's a free printable. So everything will be linked below. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.